back in 2020, things were shut down and people were forced to stay inside and watch TV, which was good news for Disney because they had their Disney Plus platform, which is still pretty new. So they had a built-in audience and of people who had nothing else to do. Well, now you fast forward a few years and things aren't the same anymore. You had Disney losing nearly $800 million in the last quarter on Disney Plus platform alone, but they were still stuck in the old mentality of they have to just greenlight any script that they get a hold of, no matter how bad it is. And as a result, you're producing a lot of crap that people don't actually want to watch. But now you have these entitled actors and writers who are thinking like, oh, well, we need to have a pay raise right now at a time when the company has been downsizing because things aren't going good for them. So you have this disconnect between the actors and the studio executives. And now we got the She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany, who's coming out against CEO of Disney Bob Iger, saying, I think he's completely out of touch. He's completely out of touch with the workers who make his shows happen, who make people watch these shows, who bring viewers to him and him money. Yeah, he is out of touch, but I think she's also out of touch with him a little bit. And this is in relation to this comment he made shortly after Bob Iger had his contract extended as CEO of Disney. He said this in an interview. It's very disturbing to me. We've talked about disruptive forces on this business and all the challenges we're facing and recovering from COVID, which is ongoing. It's not completely back. This is the worst time in the world to add to this that disruption. And I can see why he would say that from his perspective, why the business isn't completely in full swing. I mean, I think it is right now, and we're seeing that right now with Barbie and Oppenheimer in the theaters and other shows doing well. I mean, it's back, but I mean, it's back in a manner that people are willing to watch good content, and they're still stuck in the mentality of like, we need to just produce as much content as possible. I mean, quantity over quality. We even saw that with Echo, where the only reason that's actually being produced right now is because they just need content to fill out the platform during the strikes going on right now, instead of just scrapping it all together because they know it's bad. But we have the actors now who are saying like, well, things are we're producing all this content, things must be going good, so where's our raise for that? And so you have that disconnect right now between the two. But I mean, frankly, a lot of the stuff that they're producing is pretty bad. I mean, we see the ratings for just She-Hulk alone. I mean, this is terrible for an MCU show. I mean, and then we just had Secret Invasion end, and that's even rated lower. So even legacy characters aren't immune from this. So it's not just the fact that they don't like the new characters. People just don't like what they're producing right now. And then you have this infighting between the studios and the talent that's making this projects. And my opinion is pretty much this.
Let them fight.
And the thing is, they don't seem to understand what one side is doing, because, I mean, me personally, I don't understand what my boss is doing all the time either. I mean, there's always that disconnect about how good the business is going versus how it's perceived it's going. And you got the writer of She-Hulk in one of their episodes saying that the residual check was less than $400. And they're thinking like, well, what gives? Why is it only so little? Well, it's so little because the show is not making any money. I mean, we got Willow that was recently just pulled from the Disney Plus platform because it was more profitable or better for the company to just use it as a tax write-off as opposed to actually keep it on their platform. And that's where we're seeing this disconnect. But ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to see a compromise between the two. And I think what's going to result in, you're going to have less content being greenlit. So that means writers are going to be laid off from their work because they have to give a raise to other writers and give a raise to other actors. So that could be better for the audience if they decide to kind of dial things back a little bit and say, we're just going to produce better content as opposed to just producing more content altogether. I mean, Bob Iger has even made statements saying as such where they're trying to like walk back like how much stuff they're producing out. I mean, they keep saying like Marvel fatigue and superhero fatigue and other stuff like that, but that's just the way of saying we're making too much stuff. So I think ultimately the goal is going to be to give these people a raise and then lay off a bunch of them because they're going to be producing less stuff. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. Which side of this are you on, or are you just like me and you just like the spectacle of it? Because it's just basically the people within this industry that are just kind of cannibalizing each other, and I'm just kind of enjoying it right now. But just write down in the comment section what you think about all this, and if you like this video, make sure you click that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with the latest news. Thank you.